Differences between acute bronchitis and viral infections by Danielle Hiipman, English 2, Kankakee Community College. My career goal. I am currently going to Kankakee Community College to become a registered nurse. I am getting into the CNA program this fall. I want to branch out into one of those specialists of being a registered nurse. I'd like to do something with kids and babies. For instance, the neonatal intensive care unit. Growing up, I always knew I wanted to be around kids in some way, and I thought about becoming a teacher, but realized becoming a nurse was a better career choice for me. Not only because I get to help people, but also because I get to do what I love and help kids. The journal I'm publishing my article in is the American Journal of Medicine. The American Journal of Medicine, the Green Journal, publishes original clinical research of interest to physicians in internal medicine, both in academia and community-based practice. The American Journal of Medicine is the official journal of the Alliance for Academic Internal Medicine, a prestigious group comprised of internal medicine at more than 125 medical schools across the country. American Journal of Medicine. This journal is by prescription only. Very few free journals. Costs $236 per year. Publishes every couple of days. It's international and it's online and print. Writing conventions checklist. For my article, I had to use APA format, primary, direct quotes. I had to be straightforward. I had to keep a good pace. I used a lot of research, and some research was from personal experience. Proposal. I wanted to write this article to further people's knowledge of bronchitis and to have people understand sometimes bronchitis isn't a simple sickness. The article was written because as someone who suffers from bronchitis, I wanted others to learn about the topic and come out of it knowing a little bit more about it. Since some cases can be deadly, it should be a topic talked about more often. Research. The research from my article came from academic journals and were all from doctors who were in some kind of medical field. For instance, they were mostly MDs, which for me makes them credible. And one of the doctors had written at least 3 articles for bronchitis and its different forms, which made it helpful when writing since they understood the sicknesses. It had a lot of quotes that was essential to writing the article. Journal. The article I wrote about was the differences between acute bronchitis and a viral infection called bronchiolitis. My research question was there really a difference between acute bronchitis and bronchiolitis? And from there, I looked for any differences or similarities. Summary. I wrote it to see if there was any similarities or differences. Did they have the same symptoms and treatments? Were they considered inpatient or outpatient? Was either one really bad enough to end up killing someone? Answering my research question by considering what similarities are with the symptoms and if there are any differences between the treatments or do they all use the same methods. Summary Part 2. I learned that there is no real difference between acute bronchitis and bronchiolitis. They have a lot of similarities and a lot of differences. The main difference is that acute bronchitis can be treated with over-the-counter medication, while bronchiolitis, if it isn't treated in a hospital, can be fatal in most cases. Writing the paper. It took me a while to figure out how I wanted it to come out. It seems easy enough when it's a thought waiting to be written, but actually writing it was the toughest thing since I had no idea how to write an article. So I struggled a bit with figuring out how to write it. I had to read the articles I printed and guide myself through the process by looking at how they were done. All in all, I learned a lot of information on bronchitis, some of which I didn't even know myself, even though I haven't. some of which will be useful to know later in life. Experience. I learned that when you are sick, sometimes it's better to see a doctor to make sure you are okay. With today's society, it seems like less people are taking sicknesses seriously, and something like bronchitis can be a life or death situation since you can stop breathing. From writing this article, I learned how much hard work and dedication it takes for someone to write just one. All the research and hours makes for some long and stressful days. All in all, it was a great way to learn more about bronchitis and some home treatments I could do instead of taking medicine.